are the Safran Sisters, and this is Planet Iceland. 9 days in 9 minutes.
Why do we call it Planet Iceland? Well, you'll see in a bit.
But there's a reason so many space movies are filmed in Iceland.
So a couple things before we get started. First, we loved this trip so much, we wanted to share it so others could see how great it is and make it easy for you to know what to visit.
Second, if you have not seen the movie The Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller, watch it ASAP. A lot of it was shot in Iceland, and that's what gave us the idea to go visit.
We have to give a shout out to my mom who planned this amazing itinerary around the country.
You mean planet.
Right, planet. And thanks to Scott Richardson who gave her some great tips.
Also, all the footage and pics you will see were shot by my dad. Okay, you ready?
To the land of fire
and ice! We blasted off from the New York area at night on the awesome Iceland Air. It was a quick 5-hour flight.
Iceland is 4 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time in the summer, so we arrived at 6 a.m. and picked up our thrifty rental car by 7 and hit the ground running. We headed straight for the capital, Reykjavik, a mere 40 minutes from the airport. By the way, good news, they drive on the right side of the road.
Whew! In Reykjavik, we did a quick walking tour to see the charming city. Make sure you pick up pastries at Rod & Company, and do not miss the sourdough bread at Sandholt. Oh, and Reykjavik is one of the few names you will hear us pronounce because although everyone, and I mean everyone, speaks English in Iceland, the names of the towns and attractions are impossible for Americans to pronounce.
What is Eyjafjallajökull?
Eyjafjallajökull.
Excuse me?
Eyjafjallajökull.
But we're sure gonna try.
Now, at about noon, you might be getting a little tired, but we found out that the active volcano, Fagradalsfjall, was erupting. So, we jumped in the car and drove about 30 minutes to get there. It was about a 2-mile, ain't gonna lie, steep hike to get to what might be the most mind-blowing thing we ever saw. Lava spewing out of this giant volcano, and the dried lava fields are awesome.
So for many, they might have been satisfied with that for the day. But in the summer, it stays light until 11 p.m. So we drove about 50 minutes to the town of Hardar, where we did another gorgeous but uphill 2-mile hike to reach these naturally geothermally heated rivers, where we jumped right in and were instantly rejuvenated.
At this point, we were really ready to crash for the night back in Reykjavik.
Okay, day 2. We hit the Golden Circle. Now, many people only do the Golden Circle when they come to Iceland, and you'll see it's pretty great, but trust us, you gotta do more. There we hit Thingvellir National Park. Iceland is the only place in the world where the rift between tectonic plates is above sea level. You can snorkel and scuba dive through the crystal clear glacial water in the valley too, and it's considered one of the top 5 dive sites in the world. We skipped that, but it looked pretty cool. Instead, we took an easy 2-mile hike to see Brufrost Waterfall. There are actually 3 waterfalls on this trail that are super blue and spectacular.
Next, we cruised up to see Geyser Geothermal Field. This is right off the road and it is where the name Geyser comes from. Geyser wasn't blowing, but Stroker was. You only have to wait between 10 and 20 minutes for it to do its thing. Then we hit 2 more waterfalls which were both just off the road. Gullfoss, which is massive and one of Iceland's most famous waterfalls. And our favorite, Seljalandsfoss, which you get to walk behind.
Here we are! We ended the night with dinner in the awesome town of Vik. Our cabin was on a small farm and we had a stellar view of Eyjafjallajökull volcano, which erupted in 2010 and is featured in the movie Walter Mitty. And I hope you like sheep.
Who doesn't like sheep?
Exactly! Well, they are everywhere. In fact, there are about 800,000 sheep to only 325,000 Icelanders.
Day 3 was exploring Vik and seeing puffins! You can get pretty close to these adorable birds.
Then we strolled down to the black sand beach called Reykjavik, where they filmed scenes from Game of Thrones and Rogue One. Check out these massive caves and rock structures, like the stone arch of Drorley.
Next up, we loaded onto this super cool Jeep for the Katla Ice Cave tour with Troll Expeditions. This for sure was one of the highlights of the planet, being on top of a glacier. We got to see stellar ice caves, and our tour guide showed us obsidian, aka dragon glass, from Game of Thrones.
Day 4, we drove about 2 hours east on the ring road to another glacier called Skatafell. Equipped with helmets and ice picks once again with troll expeditions, we hiked up to the same glacier used as backdrop for one of the planets in the movie Interstellar. It may look cold, but it was maybe 58 degrees. Remember, we were here in the summer. Glad we saw these glaciers because they are disappearing fast. They told us they may be gone in 30 years.
Stomp, stomp, stomp. I'm doing that Yeti stomp.
Day 5, we started the day off by driving to Jokosolarin, Glacier Lagoon, and Diamond Beach. These are right next to each other and a must-see. Diamond Beach is like nothing you have seen. A dark sand with waves crashing down while ice sculptures wash ashore.
Then we hopped in a Zodiac boat tour where we cruised across a glacier lake. We saw tons of seals, and the icebergs and ice cliffs were massive.
Time to jump back in the car and head farther north to Seyðisfjörður, charming town. This is the town where they filmed the skateboarding scene in Walter Mitty. They also filmed at the Hotel Alden, which is where we had some gourmet Icelandic food. And I loved this hostel, Hafalden Old Hospital Hostel.
Day 6, we needed some relaxation, and since we didn't have time for the Blue Lagoon in Reykjavik, we dipped into the Vok baths. These are warm, geothermal pools where you can kick back with a drink and soak it all in.
Enough downtime. We then took a beautiful hike above the charming town, which ends at the Seyðisfjörður Sound Garden. Very cool place, where we were able to sing inside these cool structures.
Day 7 was a bit of a drive across the north side of the planet. But on the way is another hidden gem, Studhill Canyon. You must do the 2-mile flat hike to get to this incredibly unusual canyon with the brightest bluish-greenish water we have ever seen.
Day 8, we had to make it to the west coast and the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. Here we explored the fishing towns of Stykkishólmur, used in the famous Walter Mitty helicopter scene. Then off to Grundarfjörður, and we saw Kirkjufell Mountain, which is one of the most photographed sites, just like this puzzle. And an icon in Game of Thrones.
Day 9, all good things must come to an end. It was time to head back to Reykjavik for our flight home. First, we did some souvenir shopping and got more sourdough bread before boarding our Iceland airship back to the States.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this quick video journal of this magical land.
We are the Safran Sisters, and good luck on your journey to planet Iceland.